What is up, guys? Rick Kackis here, and this is the KackisHD weekly update number 2. Now, this is on a Monday. I try to make it Sunday, but if it's, Saturday or Monday, that can sometimes happen depending on how busy I am. So, last weekly update, I went over that I got a new setup. I'm going to try to change my setup so I can allow for a webcam, and which would result in a lot more live streaming and stuff. And those two things are still on the table. I haven't quite done my setup yet because I think it hit me how difficult, like my current desk right now that I'm like doing this commentary at, I've got an Xbox One, a Hauppauge recorder, the router, a 360, and the PS4. And to move all those and then set up a new desk, it's just going to be like a huge job to get this new setup in. And so I might have to get like one of my brothers to come over and help me do this or something, because like the logistics of putting in a new desk and replacing this one is unbelievable. And I didn't consider how, like, there's so many wires, it's crazy. But I'm going to have to get that done. I'll probably try to get that done this week. And for the more live streaming, I'm still interested in doing more live streaming, definitely. I think this week you can look forward to some new live streaming. I think Tuesday, look for Tuesday evening. I'm probably going to be doing some live streaming, trying to do the new Nightfalls, or doing Vanguard Rock, just sticking around, or even doing some Crota, who knows. I'm also going to try to do a live stream sometime this weekend, where I'm just going to be doing like raid runs on normal and like helping people through the raid, like helping you guys through the raid. And so look forward to that as well. And those are the plans kind of upcoming for this week. On a side note, again, I didn't really get much done because I've just been busy this week, and trying to do Crota Zen hard mode, which Crota Zen hard mode is, I've been busy most of the week, so I just attempted it yesterday. I'm going to attempt it again today. I got a decent group together and tried it about 10 times, didn't beat it, and then just got sick of it. And the frustrating part is we didn't beat it because of some dumb stuff we did maybe about twice. We had our sword bearer jump where he wasn't supposed to and got killed. That was just a dumb mistake. Whatever. That was our own fault. Another time we had two people go the wrong way when they jumped down in the middle and they got killed by the Boomer Knights. That was their fault. That's fine. We'll move on. Every other time, and I'm not exaggerating, but every other time, Bungie killed us, and ridiculous stuff. We had a time where we killed the sword bearer. The sword literally despawned, and I wasn't recording for any of this because I didn't think I'd need to record. I was just like, okay, I'll beat the raid. No, like Bungie, it seems like Bungie is constantly out to get you, trying to like beat this raid. There's so many glitches. Again, we had the sword completely despawn and just disappear, and of course you miss a sword drop, your timing is all wrong, and it's just going to go downhill from there, and it did. We had several times where I don't know whether it was the connection or something happened where a few times Crota never went down. We shot him and his shields went all the way down, and he stood there and he never went down on his knees, and he wasn't moving, but our sword bearer was smacking him. And as soon as his shield went back up, since he was already standing up, he would instantly smash the sword bearer. And the sword bearer just had no chance. It wasn't his fault. He was doing his best. And apparently on people's different screens, like on the sword bearer's screen, he went down. On a lot of other people's screen, he was just standing up. So there is so many glitches right now with the the raid on hard, Crota Zen on hard, that, yeah, you can get a group together and do it. And our skill level was that we could have totally done it if it wasn't for these glitches that you just kind of get sick of it. After time and time again, when swords are despawning, Crota doesn't go down, his shields come up way sooner than they should, all this bullshit, your will to do it just goes down so drastically. So Bungie needs to get on their shit and fix this, because it's just ridiculous right now. There's so many glitches that people are experiencing. There's a really common one that we experienced once or twice where you only get his shield regenerates like twice as fast for no reason. It's just bizarre, and I'd actually really like to see, and if anyone from Bungie is listening, a simple like challenge / request to anyone from Bungie. I'd like to see a live stream of Bungie employees beating their raid on hard. Because I would like to see them embarrassed, like live in front of everyone, on how many glitches there are in the raid, because you basically don't complete a raid run without something going incredibly weird and getting you killed. And it's just an unfortunate state of the game. Now, that aside, I might make a whole video on how the raid on hard is just broken right now. But aside from that, another side note, I want to try, some of my more loyal subscribers will know that I've been bitten by the Magic the Gathering bug. Amazingly fun game, nerdy as hell, I don't care, it's just such a fun game, and I actually have Magic Online, but I have no idea what the hell I'm doing with, you know, tournaments and tickets and trading especially. So if someone out there plays Magic Online and wants to like just send me a message or something after this and wants to go through and explain how the hell all these different systems work, that would be fantastic. And I don't want you guys to think like I'm going to become a Magic the Gathering channel. Far from it. It's going to be something I do mostly in my spare time. I might stream it, I might do videos on it, but it by no means is going to take over the channel. Also, I think the new DLC for Call of Duty comes out tomorrow, maybe? And I'm going to excited for that. Definitely going to be purchasing the Season Pass so I can do zombies. And so, again, look forward to that if you're a zombies fan, which, let's be honest, who isn't a zombies fan? If Call of Duty somehow messed up zombies, I don't even know what I'll do. Alright, so that's what's going on with the channel. Let's go over the Q&A. Alright, so the first question is from XXQT Lasers XX, Quickscoping Legend. Anyways, sorry about that, but his question is, do you hate Destiny? With the way you critique it, I can't tell if you like it or hate it, no offense. Now, I wanted to include this question because the question a lot of people say, you know, I'll make a video criticizing Destiny, and the people say, well, if you hate it so much, why don't you like just not play it? I'm not like a mindless drone, / I'm not getting paid or flown places to play the game like other YouTubers. I'm not going to name names, but if you get people, Bungie phoning you up and saying, hey, we'll fly you down to LA so you can play our DLC early, we'll set you up in a really nice hotel, food's on us, everything's on us, you get to play our game early and we'll fly you back first class. You're gonna have a pretty like positive view towards the game, and so I wouldn't trust a lot of the people out there who are getting these exclusives paid for by Bungie, and it's not like necessarily their fault. It's a tactic a lot of companies use, and you just got to be mindful of that. If I'm criticizing the game, it doesn't mean that I hate Destiny. It means that I want to see it improve. If I just you'd know if I really hated Destiny if I just stopped playing it altogether, right? Like, I would give up on the game, there's no hope. There's still hope for the game. There's still hope that they can improve certain aspects of it. If there wasn't people, like, you gotta remember, if people didn't bitch, you'd still be farming for materials, right? Like, because of people complaining and complaining over and over again, Bungie finally decided to change it so that you can buy materials with Vanguard marks, which is what I do exclusively now. Farming for them before was terrible, and I really don't like people who are like, just don't like people complaining about games, because it's like, without people complaining, nothing will ever get fixed. Like I said, you'll still be farming for materials. So because people were willing to complain and willing to say that, hey, this needs to be fixed, to call attention to an obvious flaw, they improved an aspect of the game for everyone, which was the farming of materials. So you got to be aware of that. Like, I will complain a lot about this game, but that's because I have hope for it. I don't hate it, doesn't mean I love it, far from it. This game definitely has its fair share of problems, but I'm not just going to sit silently, and also I'm not getting paid off to not say stuff, so that's an important thing to consider. Next question from Mike Bell. Are you currently in college? Yes, I am almost done my, I'm in university for a degree in business, specifically marketing, and I'll be done probably in around about a year, so almost done this shit, still going ham. Commander Vengeance asks, do you have any pets? Yes, I have 2 Dobermans. Joshua Brown asks, are you ever going to talk about Borderlands the pre-sequel? Now, this is an interesting aspect. I have Borderlands, I'm looking at it right now, it's sitting next to me, and I had it for the 360, and I played it a little bit, just didn't enjoy it. Why? Mostly because it's so fun to play Borderlands with friends. And my Borderlands 2 experience, I almost never played by myself. I always had people playing with me. And so the fact that no one bought Borderlands the pre-sequel, alright, at least in my circle of friends, no one bought this game. Why? Because Gearbox had the insane, or 2K, had the absolutely idiotic decision to make it only last-gen consoles. Now, I understand having a game that comes out on both because not everyone can afford the new-gen consoles, but tons of people sold their old-gen consoles to be able to buy the new gens, and just buying something for the old-gen consoles, like buying something for the 360, just felt wrong, and a lot of people just were like, I don't care, I'm just going to wait until it comes out on the new gens, which they're right. Apparently this March there's going to be a pack of Borderlands 2 and Borderlands the pre-sequel coming out for the new gen consoles. I really wish Borderlands 1 wasn't included because it has arguably the best gun system of the two. But yeah, I just didn't play the pre-sequel for it just because I had no one to play it with. It just wasn't really fun playing it solo, and you know what? It was a little too similar to Borderlands 2 for my taste a lot of the time, because the gun system did not change enough in my opinion. It was much too similar to Borderlands 2, and considering how different the Borderlands 1 and 2 gun systems were, they really could have done a little more for Borderlands the pre-sequel, I feel like. And the last question is from Jonathan Gatlin, who asks, if you could add or take anything away from Destiny, what would it be? Now, the thing I would add, definitely, player trading. Now, I got the decent amount of slack. You know, my player trading video has been pretty successful, and the people who do complain, I seriously just don't think those people understand trading. People are saying that if the player trading was in the game, somehow everyone would, like, instantly have all the guns they want. No, it doesn't work like that. You've got to go and find someone who has, for example, I have an extra icebreaker, alright, and I don't have some of the new DLC exotics, like I don't have the fourth horseman. I've got to go and find someone who has a fourth horseman that is willing to trade it for my icebreaker. Now, considering Xur just sold icebreakers, there is a very high chance he already has one, and then I'm screwed. It's going to be really hard for me to find someone who has a fourth horseman that is willing to trade for an upgraded icebreaker. Alright, like, it's not easy. I'm going to have to go out of my way to find this person. I'm going to have to, like, go to a separate website, like a forum, search, and find someone who is willing to trade. Like, it is not that easy. And if you think that somehow, you know, you're going to get player trading and all your friends are just going to hand down weapons to you, that's possible, but it's not the case for most people, especially since people are breaking down all their duplicates for exotic shards. So if you just introduced player trading, like, randomly in an update, most people aren't going to have duplicate weapons because they're always dismantling them for their materials. So if you just introduce it one day, the duplicate weapons aren't going to be there. People are going to have to trade away their only Galahorn because they will have broken down the rest. So I really don't think player trading is the huge kerfuffle people think it is, where somehow this magical scenario that everyone just randomly gets all the best weapons in the game. I just don't think that's going to happen. Now, if I could take away something from Destiny, it would honestly be the Crucible. And I know that's going to upset some people, but the fact that you have to have the weapons in the game balanced for PvP combat, and then also be usable and be better than other weapons because of rewards and PvE, I mean, it just doesn't work out. When you're using an auto rifle every time, you can tell that all the auto rifles are balanced for PvP combat. There is no, like, really special auto rifles. I think Destiny could be so much more creative with their gun system if they didn't have to worry about balancing everything for PvP combat. Like, the amount of crazy guns they could have, exotics would be absolutely off the wall bonkers, and it would be so fun to get new exotics and level up new exotics, because again, you wouldn't have to worry about PvP combat. Like, think about how creative and how awesome something like the universal remote could have been with no PvP. Being able to like snipe guys with a shotgun from almost across the map and just having this incredibly powerful pump action shotgun as a primary would be extremely fun. And I don't know, it's just something that these two things shouldn't go together. You shouldn't have a balanced PvP and then a loot-based PvE. It just doesn't work. And you can kind of tell that in Destiny. They did the best they could, but again, they made some mistakes like having... they could have had a kind of a separate gun system with attack, right? So PvP just focuses on impact, and PvE attack is times on to the impact for damage. Now, Bungie screwed up because all of the attack numbers for exotics and legendaries are all the same. They're all 331. So you have all these guns that are balanced for PvP, and then they're all increased by the exact same amount. So none stands out. If you're going to have an attack system, you're going to have to balance individual guns with different attacks. Like the universal remote would have an attack of 400, whereas something like the Vex Mythoclast would only have 350 or something, to make it so that certain guns are powered properly for PvE, but they just don't have the time, resources, or willpower to do that, so it just wouldn't work out. My point is, these systems are at odds, and I would take out the Crucible. Yeah, it's going to piss some people off, but you're going to get a vastly superior PvE system, and you can introduce really awesome stuff in the place of Crucible and still have PvP, but have even like a RuneScape style wilderness where players go out. If you die, you drop all of your gear, and you're doing missions in this PvP zone and stuff where you could still have, you know, PvE balanced weapons, because if you died and you dropped your best weapon in the game, you're screwed. So I think it could definitely survive and definitely benefit from no PvP. Crucible system, I'm saying, not just no PvP in general. So that's it for the weekly update. Please remember to leave your questions for the next question and answers period. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Please remember to rate, comment, and subscribe. As always, have a good day.